You are not fighting the world. Not really. You're not fighting the competition or the economy or the circumstances you were born into. The real battle is much closer, much quieter, and far more dangerous. You're fighting the part of you that doesn't want to rise, the part that wants comfort over courage, distraction over discipline, safety over growth. That is your inner demon. It doesn't show up like a monster. It whispers, it justifies, it delays, it tells you you can start tomorrow. It tells you you've done enough. It rewards you for staying average and punishes you with guilt when you try to break free. It makes you doubt your instincts, your progress, your potential. And worst of all, it speaks in your voice. If you want to win in life, you must first win against that voice. Most people lose that fight daily, not because they aren't capable, not because they're not smart, but because they don't recognize the enemy. They think it's external. They think it's a lack of resources or time or support. But the real problem is internal. It's the belief system that keeps them playing small, the habits that drain their drive, the stories they tell themselves that make failure feel inevitable and success feel like it belongs to someone else. Your inner demon doesn't want you to succeed, not because it hates you, but because it fears the unknown. It fears change. It fears the work, the pain, the risk. It is wired to keep you safe, not satisfied. Its job is survival. But your job is to live, to evolve, to become. That means doing what most won't. It means choosing discipline over desire. It means showing up when no one is watching. It means saying no to the easy path, because the easy path never changes you. It's comfortable, yes, but comfort doesn't build character. Struggle does. Resistance does. Choosing the hard thing on purpose does. Every time you hit snooze, scroll instead of study, or push your goals into someday, your inner demon wins. It grows stronger, louder. It gets more confident. But the opposite is also true. Every time you choose action over avoidance, every time you speak truth to your excuses, every time you move forward even with doubt screaming in your head, you weaken that demon. You build armor. You reclaim control. You don't get to outrun the inner demon. You have to outdiscipline it. That's what separates those who win from those who wander. It's not luck. It's not motivation. It's the daily war against that inner resistance. Winners know that voice never fully goes away, but they stop letting it lead. They stop letting it dictate their energy, their focus, their identity. You must do the same, because the inner demon feeds on passivity. It grows when you wait, when you think instead of do, when you hesitate instead of commit. That hesitation becomes a habit, a slow erosion of everything you say you want, until one day you're not even trying anymore, justifying why you didn't start, explaining why you stayed the same, watching others win and telling yourself they had something you didn't. They didn't. What they had was the grit to face their own darkness, and you do too. The truth is, every person who's ever succeeded had to kill off a version of themselves to get there. They had to destroy laziness, starve distraction, rewire doubt. They had to become the kind of person who takes full responsibility, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. That doesn't happen by accident. It happens by decision. And that decision has to be made every single day. Sometimes every hour. Because your inner demon doesn't sleep. It's always waiting for you to get tired, to let your guard down, to fall back into your old self. So you train for that moment. You prepare for it. You build mental strength like you build muscle. With reps, with practice, with resistance. Not when things are easy, but when they're uncomfortable. When you're tired, when you want to quit. That's when your real self is revealed. Because success isn't a finish line. It's not a title. It's not applause. It's a way of operating. A code, a standard. A way of showing up in your life whether anyone is watching or not. Your inner demon wants you invisible. It wants you neutral. It wants you to say, "This is just who I am." But that's not true. You are who you choose to become. You are who you fight to be. And that fight is won not with talent or hype, but with consistency. With the quiet, relentless pursuit of excellence when no one is clapping. That's where character is born. You don't need to wait for confidence to act. Action builds confidence. You don't need motivation to start. Starting creates momentum. The demon wants you to wait for a perfect mood, a better time, more clarity. But you already know, the more you wait, the less you believe. The less you move, the heavier the resistance gets. So move. Do the thing, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. That's when transformation happens. That's when your old identity starts to crumble, and your new self starts to emerge. Every time you push through, you tell the demon it's not in charge anymore. You prove to yourself that you are capable of more than your fear, that your future is louder than your past, that your vision is stronger than your doubt. This is what the winners understand. They don't just work harder, they work smarter. They work inward. They study their own resistance. They identify patterns. They learn what triggers their excuses. And they build systems to override them. They automate excellence. They don't rely on willpower. They build environments that reinforce progress. They track their habits. They hold themselves accountable when it's inconvenient, because they know the demon is always waiting for weakness. But if you train your mind, it doesn't get a window to crawl back in. You are not weak for having doubt. You are not broken for feeling resistance. You are human. But you are also powerful beyond measure when you decide to stop feeding the lies and start living the truth. And the truth is this: your next level is on the other side of the hard thing you keep avoiding. It's beyond the fear, beyond the delay, beyond the excuses. It's in the work, in the sweat, in the silence, in the reps that nobody sees but everyone eventually feels. You want to succeed, then master yourself. That's the real win. That's the foundation of everything else. Because if you can beat your inner demon, no external force can stop you. This is the battle most will never fight. It's easier to point outward than to look inward. But if you want more from life, you've got to take ownership of what's holding you back. You have to confront it, challenge it, replace it with stronger choices, tighter discipline, and deeper purpose. That's how you take control of your life. Not by waiting, not by wishing, but by waking up and deciding every day that you are not here to play small. You are not here to be average. You are not here to repeat cycles. You are here to rise. The inner demon only wins when you surrender. So don't. Stand up, get focused, train your mind. Refuse to negotiate with the part of you that wants to stay stuck. Let your actions be louder than your doubts. Let your movement be greater than your fear. Let your next step be a rejection of everything that held you back yesterday. This is your fight, your future, your responsibility. The inner demon is real, but so is your power. Now go prove it.